welcome to Two Mums and a Camera.
Hello.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To my sister.
To me.
Yes, we're drinking wine today, and you can see
I'm dark.
Yes, and evil the way she is, I'm
evil.
good and white, and that's. But I thought we'll talk about something that's really important, and that is how to rock an interview.
We've had some practice.
We've had a lot of practice,
Yeah.
and in fact, I've had a position where I've had to do interviews, and I've been on the other side of it. I've been on both sides.
Right.
So I think that we're very qualified to tell you a few tips into how to be really ready and to really leave that interview feeling you gave it your all. So I think there's some really important things. I know you have some too.
Yep.
So how should we do this? Should I
Go ahead.
through it?
Go ahead.
Okay,
Yes,
so
I
I'm
only
gonna-
have two, because I think you're going to cover most things.
Okay, so the first thing is, do your homework before you even
That
get
was
to
one
the
of
interview.
mine.
Was it?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So tell me what your
So
thoughts
what
were.
I was thinking is, if you know you're going to be interviewing with a certain company, research the company. Use the Google. Look up
And the
company and the YouTube. And for example, if you're interviewing with the town of whomever or whatever, you find out how many employees, you find out who they serve, what they do, if it's a company that might have like a mission statement and things like that. Do your research, because invariably they're going to ask you, what do you know about
That is going
whatever.
to be a question, no doubt.
Yeah.
And the best thing you can do is to go on their website
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
find out everything
about their
them.
website. And even if they don't ask the question, if they ask a question that you can somehow sneak that in, they're going to be very
I
impressed.
was on your website and I saw that blah, blah,
Exactly.
blah. So you'll have an opportunity to mention that you've done your research.
Exactly.
Oh, that
It's a
just
very,
sits
very
so
good
well.
idea.
When I'm interviewing and I see that, I'm like, oh yeah.
Very
Yeah,
good idea.
you've done your homework. That's impressive to me.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing. The second thing is, before you leave your home, look in a mirror, because you really, really need to see that you're dressed for the job.
This could be a whole nother video.
If somebody
Dressing
walks
for an
in,
interview.
if somebody walks into my office and they are in a tracksuit, or they've done a really great job with their attire, but they've got a huge, massive run in their stockings, or they've done a great job in their outfit, but their hair looks like they just woke up and have arrived. There's something that says, I just don't care.
I have to say that even if we have kids that are have done co-op studies and that sort of thing, and not all employers would expect somebody applying for a co-op position to come in a suit, for example, for the boys. And I say, why not? If you have a suit, wear your suit, because the worst case scenario is you're going to be overdressed and no one else will wear a suit. They're going to remember you.
They are.
For wearing that suit.
They are. And if you don't, then if you're a guy, wear a really nice shirt with dress pants, a tie if you have one.
Nice shoes.
Socks that match.
You know, you can work within confines of monetary restrictions to sort of still look really good, like you put in an effort.
I find
That's
ladies, if you can really pull your hair back into a low slick pony or a bun, it screams business, and it looks really professional. I don't know if it always, obviously you've got to open your mouth and sell yourself, but before you even, first impressions are
They do make
everything.
a judgment on what you look like.
Everything.
100%.
Bringing a notepad and taking notes as you are talking, or bring your questions ahead of time, because there'll always be a part of the interview where they'll say, do you have any questions? If you sit there and look blankly at them and go,
No, it's a good idea to think about
no,
some questions.
I can't think of any. I'm thinking, are you kidding? You want to work for my company and you have no questions to ask me? I don't know how deep and serious you are. I don't know if you're the right person for my job. So come prepared. So notepad with your questions written down ahead of time gives you something to go to. So if you're really pressured and you feel stressed and you go blank, you have notes to go to. And go in with a nice portfolio, because that looks professional. Don't go in with your diary from when you were in grade school. Doesn't scream professional. So, or your little textbook that has, I don't know, whatever on the front.
Hello Kitty?
Right.
Okay.
Good
There's
example.
nothing wrong with Hello Kitty.
No, but don't do that.
The other thing I think people need to know, think ahead about some scenarios that if they ask you a question such as, tell us a time that you had to deal with conflict, or tell us a time that you had to solve a problem, something like that. A lot of times, especially young people, think that if they haven't had a lot of job experience in a certain field, then they don't have these experiences, but that's not true. You can think back to a conflict if you don't have any job experience in high school or with a teacher or anything, any student job you might have. It might not be applicable to the field you're applying to, but if you worked in a grocery store and you had to deal with a customer that was upset, that counts.
It does.
But you often don't think of those things when you're put on the spot, so you have to kind of pre-plan those. Think about times where you have been in certain instances where you've had to be responsible, you've had to deal with someone who's upset or whatever, you've had to problem solve, because those are the kinds of questions they're going to ask you, and they don't have to be specific for the field you're applying to. That's
it's
really
always
important.
how you work with people and others that's really going to
more important than do you have experience in this field.
Right, because if you're a person that nobody gets along with, they don't want you in their company.
Right.
So these questions, that's a very good point. Those questions are going to be asked, for sure. I would say one of the most important things is be on time.
Be early.
Be early.
Yeah.
Be there. Plan on being there at least 15 to 20 minutes ahead of time. So if you're going somewhere that you're not familiar with, do the drive the night before so that you know where you're going to park, how you're going to handle it. If this is really important to you, you're going to do that extra work so that the day of the interview you're prepared. If it's in a huge big city where there's a lot of traffic, get a hotel next door if you can do that. Anything that's going to help you the day of be as calm and prepared, go ahead and do that, because that's going to make all the difference. If you arrive late and flustered, you are going to feel that way during the interview, and the person who's interviewing you is going to pick up on that. So you want to be calm, you want to be there way ahead of the time to breathe, look over your notes,
go to the bathroom,
go to the washroom, get ready. So that's very important. One of the most important things in an interview, I would say possibly up there in the top 3, is to be confident. Because a person can smell, see, feel your stress level and your panic. And I don't want to hire someone who in the face of a difficult situation is going to fall apart. I don't. So I don't want to see that in an interview. Confidence goes a long way. If you're asked a question that you do not know or you feel you have to think about it, be upfront. Say, wow, that's a really good question.
And while you're kind of stalling, your brain is working on that question.
Exactly. But you're acknowledging that you have to think about that for a second.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely not. Some of the people that have impressed me the most have been, wow, I need a second to think about that, because that's a really good question.
Yeah.
That impresses me more than somebody going,
or making up something that doesn't apply.
And that's just not professional. So be confident and show that when you walk in, a firm handshake. Please don't do one of these, because that just says to me you're not professional. Or do you want me to kiss your hand? Because if I get one of these, I'm going to feel like you want me to kiss your hand, and I don't want to do that. So nice firm handshake, introduce yourself, that speaks confidence. Your dress, your attire speaks confidence. So confidence is really important. The last that I'm going to say
follow up
is, and that would be, so don't wait a week after your interview. I would say 2 to 3 days later, maybe even the next day if you're feeling it.
Wait a minute, I have something even better. That same day when you leave, you send an email thanking them for the opportunity to interview. You're very excited about this opportunity. Thank you very much. I hope to hear from you soon to further discuss my suitability, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
That's what you do. You email them that afternoon.
What that does is that puts you on the top of their list. So say they have 4 or 5 candidates that they've thought they've put aside their resumes, and your name is in there. Your email comes through, boom. That puts you in the top.
Thanking them.
You're right in their head, in their thoughts.
It's
wow,
a really,
that goes
really
far.
good idea.
So that's amazing.
It's a really
but I would say the following couple days you haven't heard from them, there is nothing wrong in emailing them and saying, You know, thanks again. It was really great meeting you. Just wondering if
you've made a
decision.
Or
you know, I haven't heard back from you. I just wanted to check in, let you know that I'm
still interested
in the position, and if you've made a decision, do you have any questions? Can I, whatever.
It can't hurt.
It doesn't.
Because if you haven't got the job, you haven't got the job. But if they haven't made a decision yet, then that will show them that you're actually really interested.
Once again, you go to the top of the list.
And the most important thing I'd like to say today is that not all interviews are going to go well. And we're telling you some of the strategies to have a good one. But the most important thing is getting experience. And if you go to lots of interviews and that you don't get them or whatever, every one is a learning opportunity, and you have to see it that way.
Absolutely.
You absolutely have to, especially if you're a young person, you have to see each time, I've learned from this, I'm going to move on, I'm going to be more confident next time because I've learned from this.
And write things down. If it didn't go well, write it down. What didn't go well? What can you improve on next time, so that you have a note or journal that the next time you go to for reference, what went really well.
Don't be hard on yourself. You have to learn from this stuff.
And you know what, guys? If it's meant to be, it's going to happen. And if it's not, there are going to be more opportunities. But if you give 100% to an interview, you can rest easy in knowing if this is the job for you, you're going to get it. And if it's not,
prepare.
Totally. Yeah.
Practice your
practice and prepare. Okay?
That's it.
All right.
Cheers.
Good luck with your interview.
Yep. Good luck. Bye.